In this video, you are going to learn how to convert your survey answers into meaningful insights that will guide you throughout your design process. So if you are struggling in moving from your ideation to your final UI screens, this video is for you. I will use my personal project as a case study, and I will show you step by step how I was able to move from my survey questions into insights that guide me through my design process. So for context, this personal project is for content creators and will understand how they plan, execute, and publish their work, understanding their pain points and how to solve those pain points. So we are going to move through how we are able to convert our survey questions into insights step by step. Let's jump right into it. So the first thing you want to do is to familiarize yourself with the survey questions that you must have set before. So once we are done checking the questions, we move over to the responses. So for this survey, I was able to get 8 responses from content creators, and Google has helped us to summarize each of the questions answers. And even though it's a summary in a pictorial view, we would want a summary of the entire responses, and that is why we still need to further analyze it. So for this survey, we are going to move over to view in sheets to be able to see the responses that we must have gotten. However, it is important to note that for survey research method, it's supposed to be a large amount of sample data because survey usually produces low quality. But because this is a personal project, I really want to spend lots of time waiting for more responses. I'll make use of what I have as a building block for my project. Then in the near future, I know that I will still go back to my research. So we are going to move to our responses and then click on this view in sheets to be able to get our responses in a Google Sheet. So we can download it, and when we are done downloading it, we can now use it on any AI tool. You can decide to use any AI tool of your choice. In my case, I'm going to use ChatGPT, but you could use either Cloud or Gemini, whatever preference you want. It will still produce the same results. So we are going to head over to our ChatGPT. But before I bring in my downloaded survey questions, I always love creating a new project so that all my conversations with ChatGPT on a particular project is going to be in one space. So for new projects, I go on this new project here, and then I write whatever name that this project is, and we click on this create project. So since I've already have a project initially, these are the conversations I've had already with ChatGPT to tell it the context of this project. So we are going to move over to uploading our downloaded documents. So now that we've uploaded this, we are going to now ask ChatGPT to extract the responses on this document and then formulate it into patterns or into similar responses, and then label these responses that we could now use to identify our problems. So let's just ChatGPT to extract themes from the responses, label each theme, and support each with user codes. So here we are trying to identify similar problems from our different users. So when we are done identifying the similar problems, so we cluster it together so that we are going to know that 2 responses out of 8 we are able to come up with a similar problem. So when we are done clustering similar problems together, we are now going to know the next step to do. ChatGPT has helped us to cluster our responses into different themes. So we have here content ideation uncertainty. I don't know what to post. So there are different people that have said finding content that sells is difficult, articulating the content and reach. How often do you experience a moment where you feel stuck? A few times a week. So all these are codes that fell under content ideation theme. So the next theme we also have is lack of structured planning and strategy. So if you go through your responses, you will see that ChatGPT has identified various themes that have similar problems, and it now label each of these themes. So with this, we'll be able to cluster different problems that are similar together. So with this, we move over to Miro. So now that we are in Miro, we are going to get those themes that ChatGPT has helped us to generate and paste in Miro. So we'll ask Miro to create sticky notes of the user codes them by their themes. So now Miro has helped us to create our different sticky notes, and then it has also further grouped them by their themes. You can see here theme 1, content ideation uncertainty, finding content that sells, articulating the content and reach a few times a month. This is the second theme, third theme, fourth theme, fifth theme, sixth theme, and all of. So if we are fine with all of this theme, we could click on add to canvas. If we are not, we could go back to our charts and then then we iterate on this particular prompt. When you come over to Miro and you're looking for the AI tool, you see this symbol on here, which is sidekicks. Once you click on it, it heads you to where you can now interact with the Miro using prompts. So since we are fine with what Miro has generated for us, we click on add to canvas. So now we have different themes, and I want to just change the color of this card because it's showing that these are themes. So it will be obvious that these are headings, these are the themes, and then these are the cards. So now that we are fine with these results, we still want to further analyze it. So we move over to ChatGPT and then we tell it to generate problem statements for these responses. So this will help us to understand what the actual problem is. So we ask ChatGPT to generate the problem statements, and this will also guide us throughout our design process, so that when we are designing, we are always going to fall back to this statement to make sure that we are actually solving this statement. So our problem statement here is content creators lack a clear, structured way to turn vague goals into consistent, efficient content decisions. As a result, they frequently feel stuck. So this content statement is very long, so I'll ask it to summarize it into a single sentence. However, it could be either 2 or 3. So we have our 3 simple problem statements. So we copy it and then we paste it on our Miro board. So with this, we've come to the end of this video. In our next video, we are going to talk about personas and empathy map. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next one.